Hi everyone! I am here with another Keep or Donate video, and in this video I'll be showing you a plethora of my nail polishes. I've been trying to get through my collection, so for one of the manicures I actually wore 4 different polishes, which I think is why I have so many in this video. Let's just go ahead and get started. The first nail polish I'm going to talk about is this one here by Deborah Lippmann. This is in Glamorous Life, and this is their rose gold. I think I read that Deborah Lippmann took years to perfect her rose golds, and I do really like it. I'm not loving it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping it for that much longer, but I want to keep it through this round and try it again. This is a nail polish I wore on my toes, and it's in the shade Gloria. It's basically a pink leaning coral, and it's really pretty, but I haven't been reaching for this type of shade lately. I like baby pinks, pastels, and such, or dark vampy colors, so you'll probably notice in the next little while that I'm going to be letting go of a lot of this mid-tone type color that's not dark and vampy, but it's also not that light. I just feel that they don't flatter my skin tone as nicely as the two extremes, so I am going to be saying goodbye to this even though it is a beautiful coral. The next shade is a light lavender by Essie, and this is in the shade Go Ginza. I will be hanging on to this shade. I think it is stunning. I ended up wearing it on my toes, but I can't wait to try it on my fingernails. When I was wearing Go Ginza on my toes, I applied the Sally Hansen Extreme Wear nail polish on my fingernails. This is in the shade Lacy Lilac, and it's really pretty, but I prefer the lighter shade a little bit more. So if you see them side by side, you can probably tell that this one is a little bit darker and a little bit more cool toned, whereas this one here is lighter and a tiny bit more warm toned. So I prefer this one, so I'm going to be saying goodbye to this one. The next 4 polishes I wore on the same manicure, and I'm going to be letting go of all of them. This first one here is Eva by Julep, and it's a really pretty dark fuchsia shade, but I have a few others in my collection and I don't really gravitate towards this type of shade too often. By the same token, this is a very beautiful mid-tone pink shade that leans a little bit on the bright side. Very pretty color, and this used to be one of my favorites, but I just don't see myself wearing it that much down the road, so I am going to say goodbye to it, and this is in the shade Avery. This shade I was really struggling with. This is a light pink shade, not quite a baby pink, but maybe a few shades darker than a baby pink. This is in the shade Carrie, and I really do like it, but for some reason, I did not gravitate towards it. There is no sticker on top, and I can't really remember why, but I know I had a reason at the time, so I am going to say goodbye to it. Finally, the last shade that I wore in the same manicure is another one that I used to love. This used to be one of my favorite bright shades. This is by Coco Lily, and it's in the shade Provocative. Very beautiful, very bright and bold, but I don't see myself wearing it too often in the future, so I am going to say goodbye to it. And I think I do have some bright pinks that I decided to keep in my collection, but this one will not be one of them. The next shade is this really light grayish purple color. Very pretty. I really like this one. This is in the shade Joanna, and I'm going to be hanging on to it. This is Julep's Julieanne, and it's a very beautiful stormy baby blue. Really love this shade, so I'll be hanging on to it. I wore Julep's Myrtle on my toes, and while I did really like the shade and I was leaning towards keeping it, I'm going to say goodbye to it because I have a lot of classic reds that I love. I don't need all of them, so I am going to be saying goodbye to this one. It's a beautiful color though. This is one of my favorite baby pinks to wear, and it is a nail polish from H&M. My friend got me this during our Christmas exchange. This is in the shade Super Pink, and it came in a 2 polish set. This is probably my favorite H&M nail polish that she picked up for me. She picked up 6 of them, or 2 of the 3 packs. This shade I was really surprised by because I thought for sure I was going to hang on to it. I ended up trying this on my toes. It's in the shade Octavia, and it's by Julep again. It's a really pretty blurple, so it looks blue in some lighting and purple in some lighting. The kicker for me was I didn't like the way it looked in the sun. I just thought it was too bright and a little bit too purple, so I am going to say goodbye to it. Here's another shade that surprised me. This is Julep's Clara. This is a really pretty peachy shade, very light, and applies beautifully. The formulation on this is literally perfect for a light color. It's 2 shades for opacity, not goopy whatsoever, not streaky, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit too peachy for my skin tone though. It clashes a little bit with the color of my skin, so I am going to say goodbye to it, even though this is a fantastic nail polish. Next up, I wore Susie on my toes. Again, this is by Julep, and I really like this. This is a very classic mint shade. It leans a little bit more blue than green, but I still really love this color. I do want to try it on my fingernails before deciding, so I am going to hang on to it for the time being. Next up is Lucy by Julep, and again, I was surprised because I decided to let the shade go. I love dark vampy colors. However, I have a few others in my collection, and I'm not going to get through them anytime soon. Lincoln Park After Dark comes to mind, and I think I also kept Sally Hansen's Pat on the Black, so I am going to let this one go. Julep's Brenda is a beautiful nail polish. It is a shimmer polish, and it's not opaque by any means, but I think it's very classic and very beautiful. The kicker for me and why I decided not to keep this is because it's a gold shimmer, and I didn't find that, again, it flattered my skin tone that nicely. I have a pink one that's very similar by Deborah Lippmann, the Kelly Ripa one, and I think I would reach for that one over this one because it's a pink and I find it a little bit more flattering on my skin tone. Finally, we've reached the polishes that I'm wearing today. This one here I am wearing on my toes. This is Julep's Alice, and it's a beautiful polish. It's a little bit complex. It's not a shimmer, it's not a frost, but it's got a little bit of sheen to it. It's just beautiful. I love this polish, so I'm going to hang on to it for now, and I do want to try this again on my fingernails before deciding 100% whether or not to keep it. This is the nail polish I'm wearing right now. This is Essie's Bikini So Teeny. Very, very pretty. I thought this would be a little bit too much of a mid-tone blue. Like I said, I've been gravitating more towards baby blues, but I find this color is stunning, so I am going to hang on to it. The last polish I want to talk about is Cheeky Monkey's Camel Toe. I was going to talk about this last time, but I couldn't find the clip for it, and I thought maybe I misfiled it, so I went looking for the clip and I was hoping to talk about it in this video, but I couldn't find the clip, so I must have deleted it, or maybe I didn't transfer it over to my hard drive. I am going to hang on to this polish for now and test it again. I did find a little bit of footage where I was wearing this polish in my lipstick a day video, so I will try to insert that if I can find it and if I can remember when I'm editing. I can't remember how I felt about it. It didn't have a sticker on top, but I can't remember if I peeled off the sticker because I was going to retest it, so I am going to hang on to it for now and try it one more time. So that is it for this episode of Keep or Donate. I'm getting to the end of my collection, but as I showed in my last vlog, I still have quite a number to go through, so I may start picking stuff out that I'm just going to let go of without trying. Now that I know that I gravitate more towards light colors or dark colors, I can let go of a lot that's in between, so we'll see how I feel about doing that. I do still have a strong affinity towards red, so I'll be keeping a lot of reds. I also noticed that I haven't been reaching for glitters as much. I have a ton of glitters left to try, so I'm not sure, maybe it's time to let go of those ones, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video as always. I'll be back very soon with another one. Until then, please take care, and bye for now.